Okay, guys, welcome to everybody on my studio. Sorry. Welcome for this English section, Fractal tutorial. I would like to share with you some information regarding my new patch, Acoustic Session 2 version. I already done version 1. Who is already available on my website. This is a new version of the acoustic session, and as usual, I already did in my last preset. I would like to show you how I created the patch, the preset, and like a tutorial. So I wanted to share with you what I used, what how I create this preset. How I create, in this case, the impulse response, because I'm using the XFX3, and to create this preset, I also get the possibility to create the impulse response of my acoustic guitar. This preset is available for the acoustic guitar and also classic nylon guitar. So there are 8 scenes. One scene is for the microphone. It's possible to connect the microphone, as I just did in this moment. And it's possible to use the piezo with the piezo as it is, in the dry effect, and also piezo plus the impulse response with some effects that you can configure as you want. The intention of this tutorial is to give you the possibility to create yourself your patch, or if you want, you can buy the preset on my website as usual. Thank you to everybody. I see many people here. Okay, so let's proceed. I share the patch here. Okay, let's see this the preset in this format. Okay, seems a bit complicated, but it is not so complicated. So let's start from the scene number 1. As you can see in the input number 3, there is the microphone. Okay, of course you can use all of the 4 inputs available on XFX3. In this case, I use a stellar condenser microphone, but of course you can use what you want. What you have to take care is the level of the microphone. So this depends strongly from the microphone itself. If you use a dynamic, or if you use condenser, for example, you need the preamp to supply the microphone, because condenser microphone needs the 480 volts for the phantom power, for example. If you have a dynamic microphone, of course the input is strongly depend from the microphone you use. The first important effect is the compressor. Compressor is a really important effect, because you have to fit the level of the guitar where the dynamic is very high, to avoid the peak, okay, and the overload of the preset. And for this reason, I use the Studio F compressor. Also, this effect has to be tweaked depending of your needs. Okay, as I told you, this is a preset, but the preset has to adapt to your need, to your microphone, to your guitar, to your playing. So there are many things you have to consider when you use such kind of presets. Okay, I can show, for example, the use of the compressor. The compressor is now I'm using the scene number 1, where there is the microphone, okay, input. The input 1 is for the instrument, for the piezo, and now is disabled. So now the input 3 is enabled. There is an equalizer, and also there is the volume. Volume is controlled by, okay, if I speak now, you can hear me also by the condenser microphone. There are 2 microphones in this moment. Okay. I would like to show you. I set the compressor. Let's go to the compressor. So, what I do with the compressor is, let me. Okay, now you can see me better. I work. You can see the yellow ball. I work with medium playing. I stay on the line, and when I set the peak means the threshold. Okay, when the playing is really hard. So now I'm picking my guitar hardly, and I wanted to stay in the threshold area. Okay, with the compression of almost 5 ratio. So I can pick strongly, but I avoid the peak level on the output. This is the intention of the using of the compressor. Of the compressor is depends strongly of your needs, of your playing, of course, because if you make arpeggio, for example, you need to increase the level of the compressor. If you want to have more response of the guitar, you can raise up the level. Okay, so the compressor is very important for the acoustic guitar because I avoid to have a peak level that can overload the output and can help you to increase the volume of the arpeggio. So if you mostly play with the arpeggio, I suggest you to set the level to 2 or 3 dB, depends on you. Of course, take care about the output. We can activate the tools preset leveling, so we can check in any time the level. Okay, if I make the arpeggio, the level could be low. Okay, can increase a bit. So this value could be, if I switch off the compressor, the problem is I go in the overload. As you can see, you can hear the distortion of the preset. This is really, really important, especially with acoustic, because acoustic gives you is a very high dynamic instrument. Activate the compressor and I can pick strongly. So now the ratio is a bit high. You can decrease the ratio as you want, because if you feel the guitar is too much compressed, you can raise down the you can set down the ratio level. So you have to tweak a bit the compressor to find your own settings. It's not too much complicated. The important thing is you understand the meaning of the threshold and the ratios, and also the attack time could be. Okay, I can click on rise down to the attack time means how fast the compressor is activated to your peak. So maybe it's better you can decide at strong attack time, so the compressor is activated with immediately, or you can wait a bit. And also the same is the release time. I suggest you to tweak in this value. As you can see, the compressor helps you to increase the volume also of the arpeggio. The level is responsible for this. So if with the compressor off, this is the volume of the arpeggio, and when I activate, I can increase the volume, and you can tweak the level as you prefer. So this is really important. Then there is the EQ. The EQ effect is also very important with the acoustic guitar. Even if I would like to, let's say, to use the EQ in a very light mode, I don't want to, let's say, to influence too much the sounds or the original sounds of my guitar. What it is important to me, the most important is the possibility to use the real-time spectrum analyzer, real-time analyzer, that can permit me to understand if there are some strange frequency on my sound. So let's check. Let's switch off the graphic EQ. Okay, this is now the EQ is off. I go to the real-time analyzer. Okay, I can see there is this frequency. You can see it is on the range of the 168. There is a peak, so I can adjust my EQ to raise down the. Or now I'm using the graphic EQ, but you can also use the parametric EQ to search exactly the frequency. But in any case, for the acoustic guitar, I prefer to stay down with the low frequency, the 3163. I create this curve to avoid high peak on the some frequency, especially on the bass, because the bass frequency can create really really bad resonance, especially when you play on live. So when I activate the EQ, the sound is a bit dry and the curve is better. Now I'm using only this microphone, guys. I have a microphone here. It is a condenser microphone. I'm not using the Piezo in this moment. You can see here there is nothing connected. I only use the microphone in this moment. Okay, so with the graphic EQ you can tweak the sound as you want. Of course, what I suggest you is to keep the low frequency bit low, because you can to avoid resonance on the bass frequency, especially when you are on stage. Okay. Of course, you can. In this case, you can check the real-time analyzer and decide what is the frequency or to check what frequency are too much high, and you can decrease. And of course, this depends of your guitar, of your ambient, and so on. There are many factors that can influence the sounds of the acoustic guitar. So the settings of this this scene is really up to you. Okay. Okay, this is the without equalizer. can see here there is too much bass frequency here, and I don't want to have this kind of bass frequency. This is the reason I keep the low frequency very low. Okay. Okay, then in this rig there is the some effects. There is the typical reverb, always in parallel. As you know, I like to put the ambient effects in parallel, not in a serial, because I don't want to influence the dry sound, as you can see here. And for this reason, I have any kind of ambient effects like plex delay, reverb delay, also the pitch that I use like a chorus. I will show you. In this case, the reverb, when I set the reverb in parallel, please don't forget to set the mix to 100%. Don't let the mix as it is at the default value, otherwise you have a problem, because you have the dry effect that pass on the upper line and also into the effect block. When you put the ambient effects in parallel, you have to avoid any dry effect on the block. So this is the reason that the mix has to set to 100%. And you can tweak the amount of reverb by using only the level. Okay. And what is nice is level influence only the amount of reverb, nothing on the dry sound. If you put the reverb in serial, you know with the mix, you can increase the amount of effect, but over 50% the dry effect decreasing the volume. So I don't want this. For this reason, I like to put any kind of ambient effects in parallel. This is my method, of course. You can do what you want, but I wanted to share my hints. Which kind of microphone I'm using? Stellar microphone from TZ. You can find on Amazon. I can show you. Give me a moment. Okay. Okay, just a moment. I can show you. Okay, I can show you the microphone I'm using now. Okay, is this one. Okay. Is a TZ audio product Stellar X2. It's very, very nice. This microphone need the phantom power, not phantom, but phantom, like PH. Okay. I like very much this microphone. Presets. Okay, so I can activate or deactivate the microphone by the volume pedal. You can see here. Okay, this is the reverb, and also I have some special effects to create a really ambient sound, like plexi delay. I use the plex delay, plex verb in parallel in the same way of reverb, and I use another plexi shift reverb, but is not in parallel, is in parallel, but practically this block get some signal from the dry, but don't connect the output to the parallel mode, but goes directly to the plexi block. Is a serial / parallel mode. I like this because I wanted to have only the, let's say, the air of this preset. I show you better how does it work. This is the plex. Okay. Tweak the level of the plex verb here. And now I can activate the second, the long verb, but the second plex shift is very nice because you can see the difference. It creates let's say a texture as a pad effect, like keyboards. It's a shimmering effect. It's really amazing, and you have to take care about the sound. The sound never overlapping. This is really amazing. It is this is the quality of the fractal effects. You can play many notes and you never have any kinds of overlapping on the notes. And in the same way, I use the pitch like chorus is a dual tune, and also the delay to create a very nice effect. I have two different delay, and as I did in the other preset, I create all the FC layout. I show you. In any with any effect, you can activate and deactivate the effect, and also possibility to change the channel. For example, the pitch block you can change with the press and hold. Okay, the toggle of channel A and channel B. You can see this for any effect. This is my method. I already shown this possibility in on the other presets. So on the FC per preset configuration, as you can see here, for example, for the pitch effect, the tap is effect bypass. The press and hold is a channel toggle, pitch A and B. So you have the possibility for any effects to bypass it and also to change the different channel. It is very flexible, especially on the live settings. So I would like to show you the pitch effect, how that does it work. So this is the channel. Okay. Channel B. And this is channel A. I can bypass. Press and hold and activate the channel B. also the delay. I have two different delay level, low level. Okay, this is for the ambient effects, so you have really huge possibilities to create your amazing ambient. Then I would like to show you how this patch works with the piezo, because piezo is of course the most important part. Many of you will use surely the piezo pickup of your guitar. My guitar my last purchasing, and is a standard piezo LR bag elements piezo. So it is really standard piezo. I connect. Of course, as you know, the difference between the difference between the microphone and piezo is really huge. Of course, this is microphone, and this is piezo. I tune my guitar. Sorry. Everybody of you know the difference. Okay, of course, the piezo sounds completely different of the microphone, but there is the possibility to create on the piezo line. You can see there is the input one. There is also the compression, the same way of the other. There is the tone match block. I will show you how you can use it. There is the K block where I put the impulse response, and also there is the equalizer. The rest is absolutely the same. So I want to show you, for example, how does it mean to activate the impulse response, and you can hear the difference. This is the piezo. This is the microphone. And this is the piezo plus the impulse response. Okay, and this is the piezo. Piezo, impulse response. Piezo. Response. Microphone. Okay, I would like to activate also the equalizer because I have too much bass frequency. Just a moment. So the impulse response, it is a filter that can permit you to simulate the sounds of the microphone. How does it work? I wanted to show you. On the XFX3 there is the tone match block. Let's go to the the microphone scene. Let me just a moment. Okay, this is the microphone scene. Sorry, no. Okay, it's this one. This is the microphone scene. Okay, and this is the piezo. Of course. Okay, so I can activate the switch off the equalizer. This is okay. I can activate the tone match block. In the tone match block, you have to define the input on the configuration, the input where you put the microphone. As I told you, my input is the input 3. Okay, so yeah, it's necessary to configure here, and then with the reference switch, I can activate the microphone. Okay. And now I can hear only the input of the microphone, not of the piezo. Mutella, yes, I don't use the amp block because it's not necessary on the acoustic guitar. Okay, then I can activate the start reference and start local. What's happened? Let's see. Start block. You can see here there is the reference curve and the local curve. So the system tried to apply a filter, okay, in a manner that the local means the piezo, is very close to the reference. So I can show you. You have to play something. Okay. Then click on match, and now switch off the reference. This is the result. Practically, the Fractal tried to, this is the local, the sounds comes from the piezo. This is the sounds comes from the reference, and the system tried to simulate the sounds of the reference input, in this case my microphone. So now in the tone matching block, there is my, let's say, impulse response, my filter. If I disable, this is the piezo sound. This is the filter created by the tone matching. And as you can understand, is much more close to the microphone input. It's not equal, of course, but is much more close than the piezo. Okay, this is the reference. Okay. And this is the piezo. Of course, there is a difference. The main difference is the microphone get the sounds, also the percussion of the pick on the strings, and of course the piezo has not this possibility. This is the reason that you feel the difference between, but it's not a big difference like the microphone and the piezo, only the piezo. Okay. So when you create the filter, you go to the export, you can select a location like this, okay, and type a name, test 1, and export the impulse response you have to create on the slot 57. Okay, let refresh the Fractal. So you can find here the test 1 that I have created. Okay, I hope it's quite easy to create your own impulse response. Very easy. So repeat again, on the configuration you have to configure the input that you use with the microphone. Okay, you have to set the input level and properly, of course. You can use the view meter on the Fractal. Then on the capture you can activate the reference. So it is the microphone, as you can see. Okay. So start the reference input and the local input and start to play something. Then click on match. Okay, and now the filter is created. Okay, so until the tone match block is activated, you can hear the filter applied to the reference, to the local input, to the piezo practically. Okay, so let's switch off the reference. Okay, this is the sound of the piezo. It's and this is the filter. Okay, when you create your impulse response, of course, you have to deactivate the tone match, of course, because tone match has the same function of the cabinet. For this reason, I put the cabinet, and on the cabinet I select one of my impulse response, la V4, for example. So when I go to the impulse response, this is the piezo. The difference is amazing. Okay, I do the same things also with the nylon guitar. I want to show you. This is my Cordoba nylon guitar. Okay. So this is the sound from the microphone. Is the sound with impulse response. Oh, I have to connect the cable, of course. Piezo, impulse response. Microphone. It's much more realistic with the I want to show you. In this case, the impulse response is the Cordoba, because the first 4 scenes are for the acoustic, the second 4 are for the nylon. And one important part is the looper, because typically the acoustic player like to use the looper for the the single session when they are alone, and it's very nice. So a looper is quite easy. And so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. Okay. So I hope this tutorial is useful for you. If you have any question, let me check your questions. Okay. Can you repeat your comp block explanation? Giacomo Battara. Giacomo, I make this tutorial, please. We will have the explanation on the beginning because this tutorial will remain, and you have the possibility to to review the video when you want, of course. Great sound of Nylon strings. Thank you very much. Lo farò per FM3. Yes, will be available also for FM3. Of course, FM3, you have to remember, has not duplex blocks, has not the real-time analyzer, spectral analyzer. There is no tone match block, but I can shrink this preset for FM3 is absolutely possible because the impulse response are absolutely the same. Okay. As I explained you, I don't use the M block because I don't need to use the M block. I could use, let's say, the tube amp. I try to do this, but I prefer to use the compressor and equalizer to tweak my sounds of the guitar. And honestly, I like to avoid as much as possible to use the equalizer. I prefer to start with a very good sound and only to tweak a bit the bass frequency and maybe the mid-range, but not so much. As I did with my preset, I never used the equalizer on my preset. So if it's possible, I wanted to do the same with the acoustic guitar. Of course, it's much more difficult because acoustic is completely different of the electric guitar. But I prefer to start from the bass sound, very, very nice. Okay. So I think the explanation is okay. You can find this preset on my website marcofantondo.it, or you can create the preset with this tutorial, because you can build block by block, and of course okay. You have to tweak a bit the compressor. So because Giacomo asked about the explanation. The explanation in the beginning, so you can see this tutorial as much time as you want. So thank you very much for the attention, and if you have any question, please write the question below the videos, and see you next time to see the another preset. So thank you very much. Have a nice weekend and see you again. Ciao, ciao, ciao.